From family events to volunteer opportunities to community happenings, there is a lot going on in your community. Learn about all the possibilities and opportunities on this episode of Community Hotline.
Hi, and welcome to Community Hotline. My name is Monica Weitzel. We're here at MetroEast Community Media in Gresham, Oregon. Thanks for joining us tonight. With me tonight, I'm going to have several different women from the community talking about some really important nonprofit organizations that are out there to help you, to help your friends, to help animals. And that's who we're going to talk with first tonight. We have Nadia Vera from Fences for Fido. Thanks for being here, Nadia.
Thank you for having me.
I'm delighted. Tell me a little bit about Fences for Fido. I found out about it originally from a street fair that I went to in my neighborhood, and I was very impressed with the work you've done. So give us a little background, if you would.
Thank you so much. I'm so glad you were there that day.
Me too.
Fences for Fido is an all-volunteer nonprofit organization that focuses on creating or building fences for dogs who live their lives outside, exposed to the elements, day in and day out. And
there's a lot of them, aren't there?
There really is a whole lot.
Yeah.
The beauty of Fences for Fido is that we focus on improving the lives of these dogs. We give them a fence where they can run and they can have freedom, where they don't have to be tied up to a chain. We give them warm houses where they can have protection from the elements. We also offer spaying and neutering services. This is for the well-being of the animal, of the dog.
Yes.
But to be honest with you, dogs are pack animals.
Mm-hmm.
And a dog is either going to be, when a dog lives their life chained and they are isolated without access to their family or to a pack, one of two things happens. Either they become depressed or they become aggressive, because that is their ability to protect themselves by running has been taken away.
Right.
So that leaves them exposed to other animals who can come and beat them up or take their food or anything like that.
Especially if they have no fence to protect them.
Exactly. And it also leaves them open to any being who does not have a good intention.
Why do people chain their animals? Why does that happen? Is it just because they don't have a fence that they choose to do that? Or do people do it out of ignorance, that it's not in the best interests of the animal? What do you see?
We find that there are many reasons. Oftentimes, people really do love their dogs and simply do not have the means to provide them with a fence. And, you know, I have had several cases where a child has asthma. And
so they don't want it in the house.
They don't want them in the house, but you know, there are also instances where people simply don't want the dog in the house, and they just don't have the means. You know, we find numerous reasons, but to be honest with you, without judgment, we go in and we provide assistance, because the idea is to help the dog. And we've had several owners who said, you know, it never occurred to me.
See, I think that's probably more often than you would think. It doesn't occur to them that these animals, they have feelings too, and they need care and love just like the rest of us do.
Exactly.
You brought a video that I think we should show now that kind of gives a good idea of the work that you do. So if it's okay with you, we'll just take a look at that now.
Great.
Okay.
Today I'm filming the Fences for Fido crew building closures for the Railroad 5. A few lucky dogs that are about to be free of their chains.
A group of friends and I started Fences for Fido a couple years ago. We felt as though we no longer wanted to feel helpless when learning about a particular dog on the end of a chain, and we really initially had the goal of changing the life of the dog. I don't think any of us ever felt as though, or recognized that we might actually make an impact on the family. Time and time again, I think the families no longer surprise me in that they love their dogs. And most of the time, chaining is never a first option for them. It's a last resort. And they chain for a lot of very complicated reasons. Many of us maybe just have never been in that situation before. I think every Saturday when we're out, you know, I'm filled up in immeasurable ways for really just seeing firsthand the difference that a fence can make for the dog.
I love it. So,
How does it make you feel?
like you're doing something. Like you're making a difference. Truly making a difference. You know. And so, I do what I can.
I will say that I think what is motivating for all of our volunteers, and for me in particular, is that magic moment around 12 noon. When only the people who are there can probably really understand this, when you get to see a dog smile and run and play, and you see this immediate change in a dog's spirit. We've now unchained over 230 dogs in Oregon and Washington. A Fido vet will give them all a shot and everything. Let me just call and see if they'll board them for 2 days.
Okay.
And then we can have that leg looked at as well.
Yes.
And then he said to me just to take the $200 that we were going to give him and put that towards the vet expenses.
Okay.
See the dog.
Okay.
You're
Okay.
Felix. I know.
Both sitting here all choked up. That was tough. That was beautiful. You're really doing some special things for these dogs. Tell me, Nadia, obviously there's lots of different reasons people chain their dogs. How do you find the people, or how do you find the dogs that need the fences? How does that happen?
Many ways. Oftentimes people who have learned about Fences for Fido will know about somebody or happen to see somebody and say, hey, I know where I can refer this to. So most of the times we get someone saying, hey, I know of a case. But oftentimes people themselves will learn about Fences for Fido and will apply for a fence.
That's great.
It is great.
The people that maybe were referred by somebody else, what are their reactions to you when you first approach them to tell them we have this proposition, we'd like to build a fence for your dog, what kind of reactions do you get? Are sometimes people insulted, or are most of the people receptive?
I would say most of the people are receptive, because the reality is that most of the time, you know, like Kelly said in the video, it's the last resort.
Right.
So
if they could have done something different, they would have, perhaps.
I'd like to think that.
Yeah.
I like to think that. And, you know, oftentimes we approach them and we say, hey, we'd like to build you a free fence. That's it. We are not asking for any money in return. We often get, really?
Yeah.
Free?
Yeah.
That's it?
What's the catch?
What's the catch? We get that a lot.
Yeah.
But really, all we do is, we are an all-volunteer nonprofit organization. We specifically raise funds so that we can build these fences and improve the lives of these dogs.
That's a great thing. Speaking of raising funds, obviously every nonprofit needs donations. How do you go about raising funds for your organization?
Yes, we have a very, very creative team, and we have an amazing, we have a really great Facebook presence.
Good.
You know, like I said, I can't say it enough, we are all volunteer. Numerous things, all kinds of pleas, etc. But something that we have coming up is an event happening. It's called A Starry Night, and it will be taking place at Journey's Wine Bar in Multnomah Village on December 9th.
Oh, good.
And there is, it's a small, intimate space, and therefore there's limited seating. But that, you know, through events and other things is one way that we can try and raise funds.
Good. Now we can't say any prices on community television, but since there is limited seating, if people are interested in having in getting tickets to this event, they should go to your website or Facebook page.
Yes, they should go to fencesforfido.org/Starry Night.
Okay, Starry Night. It's from 6 to 8 p.m. on December 9th.
Correct. Thank
Wonderful.
you.
Now, tell me, I also read something on your website about Smokey's Fund. What is that?
Smokey's Fund is a fund specifically designed for senior dogs.
Senior dogs. And what qualifies them as a senior dog?
Well, essentially a dog who's lived their entire lives in a chain, more than 5 years.
Wow.
And
can you imagine? I can't imagine.
It's heartbreaking.
It is heartbreaking.
And we recently had a case. Biagi had lived at the end of the chain. If I'm not mistaken, it was 11 or 13 years. Either way, a very, very long life. And this sweet dog was so scared when the fence was finally built that he spent the entire time in his little doghouse. And then eventually when everybody left, he came out and hugged, or, you know, was allowed himself to be petted by Kelly. And it was a wonderful experience to know that we helped him. He unfortunately passed away recently, and really lit a fire within us, because that's exactly why we do what we do.
Yeah. Well, you made the end of his life a happier one.
Exactly.
Right. So how do you use that money to help the dogs? To use it's specifically the money that's raised for Smokey's Fund is specifically to build fences for those senior dogs. Is that correct?
Yes, fences, and give them medical care, such as pain relief. Oftentimes they'll have you know, arthritis and other issues from spending so many years chained up. So that goes toward that. They do have different needs from dogs who are younger and more agile.
Yes, of course they do, just like people.
Exactly.
Well, we're almost out of time, Nadia, so tell me real quick about volunteers, crew leaders, that you have a need for them. What do people need to know if they want to become involved with Fences for Fido?
Yes, thank you so much.
Sure.
We are in desperate need for volunteers, people to come out and help build fences, and crew leaders to lead the builds, particularly in the Salem area and Southwest Washington.
Oh, okay.
You know, we started in Portland, but as popularity has grown, so has the need, essentially. And our volunteer base is mostly in Portland, and it's kind of hard to get people constantly to go to these faraway builds.
Sure.
So,
but if you are in the Portland or Gresham area or anywhere around here and you want to help, you'll take that help
absolutely.
too.
Please visit fencesforfido.org.
Great. Okay, well, we are out of time. It went far too fast. Thank you so much, Nadia, for being here. And if you are interested in supporting, volunteering, being part of Fences for Fido, go to their website, check it out. You won't be disappointed. It's a great organization, and they'd love to have your help. Don't go away. I'm Monica Weitzel. We'll be back in just a moment.
Are the cornerstone of local communities, and they enjoy the satisfaction that comes from being part of something larger than themselves. Multnomah County invites citizens to participate in projects that benefit the greater good of our residents.
Want to help homeless animals? There are countless volunteer opportunities with Multnomah County Animal Services.
There's always a lot to do when caring for almost 10,000 animals a year. Our shelter is at the forefront of animal care with some of the most progressive programs in the nation, and we depend on volunteers to keep those programs running.
From showing cats to potential owners, to training dogs in the shelter, to fostering a shelter pet in your home, you can help your community by volunteering your time and talents with Animal Services.
To find out more about this volunteer opportunity, visit their website. To explore other volunteer opportunities, contact the Office of Citizen Involvement. Shape your community. Volunteer.
KZME Radio is a new station that is committed to entertain, inspire, and connect our community through programming that celebrates local music, arts, and culture. It was created to put local music and local arts on local radio, and it is a vehicle for our creative community to gain exposure while also celebrating what the Portland metro area has to offer.
Hey folks, I'm Mike Midlow from the band Pancake Breakfast. What's so cool about KZME? Well, it's local music. You know, you can't go to every live show. Believe me, I've tried. So you could tune into KZME and hear a bunch of music that you might not get to see otherwise. Why should you support KZME? Well, it's pretty obvious. I mean, if you like Portland Town, USA, homegrown music, independent radio, and if you believe in the powers of rock and roll, then contribute to KZME. It's music where you live.
My favorite thing about community media is how people find their voice and tell their story.
It's the message of, by, and for a community.
We're a gathering place because it gets people of all sorts of different backgrounds underneath one roof.
It's art, it's technology.
A snapshot of our community.
Going live.
In 3, 2, 1.
The League of Women Voters makes history.
Our country would not be the same without their dedication.
Formed by women who organized to win women the right to vote.
It is now a co-ed organization.
Studying, informing, and acting.
Nonpartisan.
Grassroots.
Influential.
Taking political stands on many issues.
The League of Women Voters encourages all citizens to be informed and active in government.
Join the League of Women of East Multnomah County in making history today.
Hi, I'm Luke Perry. You're watching MetroEast. Over 25 years of great community media.
Alone, our reach is limited. No matter how great our intentions, on our own, we can only stretch so far. But at Rotary, we believe the right group of people working together can make our communities, our world, a better place. Rotary, humanity in motion.
Hi, and welcome back to Community Hotline. My name is Monica Weitzel. We're here in Gresham at MetroEast Community Media. And now we're going to be talking with Shabri Vickers, who is the Director of Community Relations and Diversity Programs at Big Brothers Big Sisters Columbia Northwest. Thanks for being here, Shabri.
Yeah, thank you so much for having us.
Oh, you're welcome. So Big Brothers Big Sisters Columbia Northwest has been an organization that's been around for quite a while.
Yeah, we were founded in 1904.
You were there,
So
right?
a long time, yeah.
Yeah, that's a long, long time. Tell me a little bit, if you would, about the mission. Has it changed from when it started, do you know? Do you know some of the history of that?
Yeah, I do. Well, the interesting thing is mentoring wasn't new in 1904, and it certainly isn't new or innovative now. The one thing that we're certain of is it's still needed, still highly sought after, and still making a huge impact in the community. When we were founded by a group of judges who continue to see young kids come in front of them and with different issues, and they said, if there was just a person in their life that could really help guide them and connect them to pro-social activities, then that could be make a huge impact. And so Big Brothers was founded in 1904, and on the other side of New York, a group of nuns started Big Sisters, and in 1930 they came together and forevermore have been Big Brothers, Big Sisters.
I don't think I knew that.
Yeah,
That's
so the
great.
mission has been very similar, connecting children, specifically those who don't have as many adult connections in their life, to someone who can help guide them, be a friend, not a teacher, not a tutor, not a social worker, just a friend.
Somebody who can just be there for them.
Exactly, and help guide. I mean, a professional mentor is so, everyone knows that you have to have someone to kind of tell you where to go. And for kids, they just want to get to where we are, grown up. And so oftentimes that just means connecting them specifically and being really intentional around who we put in their lives.
What kids need mentoring, or what? I would think most any kid could benefit from some kind of mentoring, but which ones specifically get involved with Big Brothers, Big Sisters?
So all kids need a mentor, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's great for any kid to have a mentor, but specifically for us, what we look at is serving children who have had some sort of adverse childhood experience. And that ranges, right?
And every a huge range, I'm sure.
So, children who maybe just grow up in a single parent household and having an additional support system there, can really make an impact. So you might see a local mother who has a son and she really just wants him to be connected to a big brother who can kind of show him the ropes and, talk with him when he has issues that guys have and really be able to connect to, in a way that a mom may not be able to as a single parent. And then we have children who kind of on the other far end of the spectrum could be, have a parent who's incarcerated or been in the foster care system. We have many children who've been placed multiple times throughout their life. And so being able to have one continuous person who's there on a consistent basis, no matter how many different placements they've had that year, is almost certainly the most impactful relationship that they will have ever had. And so it's one of the things that we are honored to be able to connect with and to be able to serve our community through.
That's a great thing. So what kind of a commitment then do you require from the Big Brothers and the Big Sisters?
Yeah, oftentimes, this is one of my favorite myths that I get to bust. We ask people to think about doing it for a year. So if you live and work in, in a particular area, for us it's the Columbia Northwest area. We serve in 7 counties. Just being able to say, I'll be there for at least a year, if you're not planning on moving anywhere soon, and then hanging out a few times a month. I like to say there are about 720 hours in a month, give or take a few days. And the idea is spending about 5 or 6 of those hours throughout that month with a little brother or little sister. And for many people, it becomes something that when I put it in that kind of framework, they go, well, I have 5 or 6 hours.
Sure, it doesn't sound like that much.
And so, yeah, it could range from hanging out twice a month to 4 times a month. We have some people who get together every single Saturday at 10 a.m. It's time to hang out with their little brother. And we have some who might see a little brother or sister twice in a week and not again for, another week or so. But really, the idea is consistency and communication. When a child knows that they can plan on seeing someone again. Someone who, again, isn't a teacher, not a social worker, not a counselor, not a tutor, not a parent, not a step-parent, someone who's just there to be a friend under no other auspices. That is so important. And kids see that, they feel that, and for our most vulnerable children, it's something that they seek and something that we have so many children who are currently actively waiting for Big Brothers and Big Sisters to step up.
So there is a waiting list.
We have, in 7 counties, we definitely have, there are thousands of kids in the areas that we serve who have called us, who are on what we call our ready to be matched list. And we have many others who we won't even put on that ready to be matched list because essentially it changes from a wait list to more of a no list. No, I can't serve you. No, I can't get that big brother or big sister that you're looking for. No, you can't go out and do all these really cool things that you're looking for. That we know that kids who do have big brothers and big sisters get to experience.
Tell me about you personally, Shabri. You are the Director of Community Relations and Diversity Programs. Yeah. But you've had some personal experience with the Big Brothers, Big Sisters.
I'm kind of all in. I'm kind of all in.
Do you mind sharing that with us?
I don't at all. So I actually started volunteering with the agency back in 2007, not as a big sister. I am a single mom and I had a 2-year-old at that time. But I served on the African American Advisory Board and did for a while before I came in as a staff member. And now I am not only a staff member, but a big sister as well to an incredible little girl named Asia, absolutely wonderful.
How old is Asia?
Asia is 8, and so she is absolutely a delight. She literally runs up to me when I go and visit her at school and gives me like one of those movie hugs. It's awesome. If I need to feel important, I go and see Asia. It really helps. And also, my 7-year-old daughter, has a big sister in our program. So I kind of am coming at it from all different angles and areas, and I couldn't be happier. The agency has really been able to support me as a mother in the community who's looking for an additional support system for my daughter.
Sure. What does that do for you to have another woman helping? It's kind of essentially helping raise your daughter. Even though you're doing the raising, she has some influence and some input in her life, I'm sure.
It's so important. As a single mom, I am doing a lot. I can't do both, mom and dad, but I'm usually do your homework, eat your peas and clean your room and all kinds of things like that. So to be able to know that Layla has an incredible big sister in Abby. Abby's her big sister. It really means a lot. When Layla has an issue and doesn't want to talk to me because I just told her to clean her room.
Because you're mom. And right, because I'm mom.
Yeah, then Abby serves as someone that she can connect to, someone that takes her to movies, they go get their nails done, they make chili, they do pumpkins, and so it doesn't detract or impede my ability to be a mom,
And do you have a relationship with Abby? I mean,
it's a great. I mean, it's literally like having like a sister who kind of hangs out with Layla, and
the favorite aunt kind of thing.
Right, literally. And Layla, I mean, it's so important to me because I know that oftentimes by the time I do get home from work and I'm tired and I read the goodnight book, but she wants more, and I'm just like, come on. But at least I know that when she sees Abby. And Abby's the absolute best big sister, a person could ask for, a mother could ask for. She has energy, and they go out and do a lot of the things that I maybe am not able to do. I can't go to the zoo all the time with her. I can't, do a lot of things that Abby's able to do with her.
That's great. That's great. Now you brought a few pictures of a big brother and big sister, and I believe it's Aaron is the big brother.
So Aaron Douglas is a big brother, and Kevin is his little brother.
Okay, so if we can take a look at those pictures now, and maybe you can tell me a little bit about their relationships. Let's see if we can bring those up.
Yeah, for sure. So,
let's see. And Aaron is, okay, that's Aaron on...
So Aaron on the left and Kevin on the right. This is when Kevin was really little. They were matched at when Kevin was 12. Kevin will be turning 19 in December.
Wow.
So it's been a long time that they've been connected. Kevin officially graduated the Big Brothers Big Sisters program not too long ago. And as you can see as the pictures progress, Kevin and Aaron have an incredible relationship. And this is probably the epitome of a success story for us. Kevin just graduated boot camp, and so he is really excited to be able to serve our country and to be able to give back in the similar way that Aaron did.
How wonderful is that? That is so great.
It's incredible.
They've kept up this relationship for 7 years.
And, Kevin has gone through so much, in and out of foster homes and being connected back to mom. And Aaron, his big brother, has literally been, I mean, if there was a poster child for a great big brother, Aaron has been that. He's been there. He was at his graduation. And one of the things that he sent me in a recent email, he said, I was there with mom and family during his graduation, and we were, the only other folks that were there that weren't family. And at that point, I finally realized that maybe I've made an impact. And I said, this is the first time, and he realized that if Kevin wanted me there, when he was graduating, then he knew that he had really made an impact. And I said, the fact that you've been around for 7 years is probably the idea.
Yeah.
But
and he is family by that time.
Oh, I mean,
family.
you know, most of our big brothers and big sisters, we have one of the highest retention rates in the country at our Columbia Northwest agency.
Really?
And so I really kudos to our community. You know, we're the largest mentoring agency on the West Coast, and that didn't happen because we're here. That happened because community members are continuing to step up and say, this is a need, I can meet it. And they get started, and they're together for 7 years, and it's incredible.
Doesn't it make you feel good? I mean,
it does. It makes me feel happy about having my daughter as a part of the program. You know, being a volunteer within the program now, and my second little sister, and being a staff member. I know that when I come to work every day, just like so many incredible nonprofit organizations in the Portland area. I'm blessed to be able to connect with so many kids and
you're making a difference.
Connect them with folks.
Yeah. So tell me, what are the biggest needs that you have at Big Brothers Big Sisters?
Goodness, I would say we're a nonprofit, so outside of money, right?
Yeah,
Every nonprofit
always
will say
always use that.
For us, it would be Big Brothers. Specifically Big Brothers.
More than Big Sisters.
More than Big Sisters, and I'll give you just a bit of information. So 70% of the kids that come to us looking for mentors are boys. However, 70% of the people that come to us to be mentors are women. So boys are always waiting longer. Oftentimes they can age out, or they can just never be matched. And by the time they move, or by the time we do call them, they may not be in the same area. And so for us, you know, getting Big Brothers to step up and become, or getting men to step up and become Big Brothers is such an important thing for us. And specifically, as the community continues to kind of be dispersed and stretch out in different places, you know, whether it's East County and things like that, ensuring that we can connect children to the same services that they've been, you know, used to for so long is really important. So Big Brothers and East County and, you know, is really something that's very important to us.
Okay. Now, before we run out of time, there was something I heard about big couples.
Yes.
What's that about?
Yeah. So one of the things that we've done to kind of combat the need for Big Brothers is to establish really incredible programs. And so Big Couples is a way for both, for two people in a committed relationship to get together and mentor one child. And so with the understanding that oftentimes guys can be not necessarily coerced, but kind of helped along the way. Yeah, if a partner of theirs is also interested in the program, then we know that is a way to garner more male mentors. And so the idea is would the couple mentor one child? Is that how they do it? And we have an incredible amount of what we call big couples, and oftentimes people are surprised that that's an opportunity. And so we have so many people who come to it and come to that idea of mentoring from all different walks of life. And it's great to be able to do something in the community that you can engage in together.
That's wonderful.
And make such an impact is huge. And we have so many great big couples who get together and just do some of the coolest things, and they get to do it as a couple.
I bet there's a lot of people who have never thought about that. I've never heard about that, so I think that's wonderful.
Not every agency around the U.S. does it, but we're so excited to have it here.
I think that's a super idea. Well, we're just about out of time, Shabri. So what do you want to leave us with? What's the most important thing we should know about Big Brothers Big Sisters?
That most people can do it. You know, if you're thinking it would be too hard, oftentimes I have folks who become a Big Brother and they go, oh. If everyone just knew that it really is easy, it really is.
It doesn't require.
No, there's no special class you need to go through. Obviously, we have orientations and things like that. But really, if you can be a friend and you can be consistent and keep open communication lines open, then that's all you need. And so we look forward to folks going on our website and finding out how to connect with us and become a Big Brother or a Big Sister. We have thousands of kids in the 7 counties that we serve, again, who are interested and looking forward to spending time with a Big Brother or a Big Sister.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Shabri. I appreciate you being here tonight. And if you're interested in being a Big Brother, a Big Sister, or part of a big couple, this is something you need to check out, because it sounds like it's an easy thing to do, just a small commitment of your time. But it's your good heart that the kids need. So be sure to check it out on the website. And if you need more information, you can contact Big Brothers Big Sisters. I'd be happy to tell you everything you need to know and get you involved. And please don't go away. We'll be right back with our last segment of Community Hotline. I'm Monica Weitzel. I'll see you in a moment.
Free GED classes.
Are you ready? Clases gratis de inglés.
Yo estoy lista.
Transportation for free. I'm ready.
Clases gratis de computación. ¿Qué listos?
We're ready.
Come to Listos. If we can do it, you can do it.
What am I supposed to do with all these corks? Turn them into a cork board. What about all these floppy disks? How about a fantastic journal? I wouldn't learn how to make cool things like that. Well, come on down to Scrap. Scrap has monthly workshops where you too can learn how to make great things. We provide everything you need. For more information, call 503-294-0769 or go to www.scrapaction.org. Scrap. Create more, consume less.
Vienna Star was my guardian angel when my life was in shambles. They helped me find counseling and shelter.
Vienna Star is great. They helped us pay our utility bills.
And find health resources.
I'm in college now because Vienna Star helped me find scholarships so I could put myself through school.
Call 503-823-4000 to find out if Vienna Star can help you.
Gracias, Vienna Star.
What local community media is to us is literally our lifeline to what's going on in the lives around us.
The absolute most important thing that happens in your neighborhood.
People's local communities are usually what's most important to them.
Because we're the faces, the smiles, the peoples, and the personalities of the community.
To not only give people a voice, but to have their voice heard.
Volunteers are the cornerstone of local communities, and they enjoy the satisfaction that comes from being part of something larger than themselves. Multnomah County invites citizens to participate in projects that benefit the greater good of our residents.
Help provide services to thousands of your neighbors. Sound impossible? 1,700 members of your community are already doing this, and so much more, by volunteering with Multnomah County Library.
Library volunteers help their neighbors by teaching computer skills, shelving materials, and promoting literacy in the community. The library provides a wide array of services, including lending popular books and DVDs, computer access, and life-enriching activities.
Give a neighbor a helping hand and spend a couple hours a week at the library, making your community a better place.
To find out more about this volunteer opportunity, visit their website. To explore other volunteer opportunities, contact the Office of Citizen Involvement. Shape your community.
KZME Radio is a news station that is committed to entertain, inspire, and connect our community through programming that celebrates local music, arts, and culture. It was created to put local music and local arts on local radio, and it is a vehicle for our creative community to gain exposure while also celebrating what the Portland metro area has to offer.
Hi, I'm Ellie Wesley, and I love KZME because it's a great resource to find out about awesome music in our community. They have hip-hop and pop and chamber folk and pretty acoustic music, and they have everything that we have in Northwest. You should support KZME to support these local artists and the awesome music that you can find.
For more information on how to support and get involved with 107.1 FM KZME Radio, see our website.
Hi, and welcome back to Community Hotline. My name is Monica Weitzel. We're here in Gresham at MetroEast Community Media. And our final segment tonight is a new organization to me, and I'm happy to introduce you to Nancy Fleck, who is the board chair for Girls on the Run Portland Metro, and Carrie Ray Connolly, and you are a board member for Girls on the Run. I had not heard of Girls on the Run until I don't know, I happened to run across it. I don't know if it was on the website or if it was an event you had or what, but it sounds like a really fun organization for girls. So I'm thinking, Nancy, maybe you could start and tell me a little bit about the mission, how this came about, and what Girls on the Run is all about.
Absolutely. Girls on the Run is actually a national program. It was started in 1996 by Molly Barker, who was a triathlete or a marathon runner and also a counselor, and she felt the need for girls at this age to break out of what she called the girl box. And so she built this curriculum around 3rd through 5th grade girls to help self-empower them. And she found running was a perfect outlet for that, to weave into creating an emphasis of overall health, not just running. It's not just a running program. It's a very deliberate curriculum that deals with issues of self-esteem, friendship, community service. It's a very unique program that way because it addresses the whole girl.
Right.
And so the girls work for 12 weeks and they work with a coach, a team of coaches, 2 or 3, and they weave their way through this curriculum. They first start talking about themselves and what it means to stand up for yourself and be a person of integrity. And while they're doing this, they're running around the field or playing games and talking about the subject for the day. And then they work into a teamwork theme, and they learn about friendship and what it is to be a good friend and being a teammate. And you know, at this age, there's lots of issues around gossiping and bullying, so that's weaved in the curriculum as well. And then a very special part of the program is the community part. And so the last portion of the program, they talk about community and they actually implement a community service project.
Oh, how great is that?
Yeah, and all the while they're building up their endurance for a 5K run, and at the end we all get together for the Starlight Run.
Oh, how fun. Oh,
yeah.
Fun. So, Carrie Ray, how did you become involved with this organization?
I became involved with this organization. I met Nancy when it started, when Nancy was first deciding to bring it to Portland, and it was through a health and fitness organization that we were a part of at the time, and I just immediately was hooked. And I thought, wow, an empowerment program for girls, 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade.
Which is a pretty crucial age.
It's a crucial age, and it's a really fun program. The girls have a blast, but it's very thoughtful, and the curriculum is very intentional. Like Nancy mentioned, talking about these areas of the girls' lives that they often don't get asked to talk about. So what are your values? Oh, should we talk about values? What are values?
Yeah.
And how each girl is different and how each girl is unique, but yet we can respect each other even though we're different. And so we can share our histories, we can share who we are, and there's a mutual sense of respect and understanding, and they're having fun and they're running at the same time. So the program just is multifaceted.
It hits on all sorts
really
of
powerful.
levels, doesn't it? So you brought this organization to Portland, is
well,
that
I was
right?
one of the people that got it started here. And we started in 2007, which is 12 girls, and I always marvel because we're expecting to have about 350 girls in the program this spring.
Who can be involved in this? Where do the girls come from?
We're mostly school-based, so right now we're accepting site applications. The school applies, and then we bring the girls from that school. Girls from outside the school, if there's room, can also join in at the school level.
And if a school hears about this organization and wants to become involved, the school would actually contact you?
Yes.
And what area does this cover? I know it's Portland Metro, so what area is that?
We are in Multnomah County, and we also have a couple programs in Washington County and Clackamas.
Okay.
So we're looking to expand because the girls that do the program, and we have girls repeat the program 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade. They come back every year because they have so much fun.
I bet they do.
And there's something new they can get from it each time as well.
Sure, and it's probably an ever-changing program. As you know, like now there's so much emphasis on the bullying, so you probably bring that in more. People are becoming more aware of of how awful that is and how prevalent that is.
Yeah, and that's a nice tie-in too, because they do talk about bullying in schools. Sometimes it's in their PE class, sometimes classroom teachers address it, but just coming at it from all angles because it's such a big issue and it's a really big concern. And so Girls on the Run just provides a really safe environment. There are up to 15 girls in each team, 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade, so you have the perspective of a 3rd grader and you have the perspective of a 5th grader, and that just melds together very nicely, and these ideas are supported and they're encouraged to share. And
something we found too is that, you know, with all the cuts going on in school, there aren't, a lot of schools in the Portland area in particular don't have school counselors at their site anymore. And so the issues we're dealing with are a lot of the issues that might be addressed with a school counselor. So principals that have brought us to their school have really appreciated that component of the program. Yeah.
So in each team, it's not just 3rd graders, 4th graders, or 5th graders, they're all melded together.
Correct.
Which is great. So how does this work when you say it's 12 weeks, and is it an after-school program? Is that what it is?
Yes, and they meet twice a week for an hour and a half.
And is it at the school, at that particular school? Is that where you meet?
At the school, we also have a couple park sites.
Okay.
So we found there's a couple schools, particularly in the downtown area, that have difficult sites for running.
Right.
So we meet at a park in that case.
Great.
And then in those sites, it's kind of a fun experience because girls come from different schools, so they might not know each other.
Yeah.
So
you brought some pictures, and I think we should take a look at those pictures, and maybe you can explain to us what we're looking at.
We love our pictures. It's always good stories.
I bet you have some great kids. Okay, let's see what we've got here. Okay, now where is this?
This is the Starlight Run last spring, and this is just a great overview. You can see all the blue shirts.
Kids.
So a really special part of the program is our Running Buddy program. It's a really great way to volunteer for 2 quick experiences. You run a practice 5K and you get matched up with a girl, and then you come back at the Starlight Run and run with that same girl so that you can accompany her during the run. And so this is where you see all the blue shirts. They're all running together. And this is the practice run where we first meet their buddies. And so that's at Gabriel Park, and you can just see the sea of girls and women.
Yes.
And it's such a fun and vibrant experience. Here's some girls at a different Starlight Run. I think that's the year before. One with her buddy, smiling big, and they always like to, along the route, they like to have signs to encourage their teammates.
And the role of the running buddy is integral because first and foremost, it's keeping each individual girl safe along the running route, because it's a one-on-one while they're running. The running buddy runs at the pace of the girl, but then it's the girl's special cheerleader and support system, and they encourage each other and they work together. And there you can
wear tutus.
They wear tutus and wear silly goggles and do face paint, or they wear there's just so much magic and specialness that happens with the buddies and their girls.
So you can imagine with 350 girls, we need 350 buddies. So that's a big project, recruiting all those women.
So how does that work? What is, if say my daughter, she's a runner, and maybe she wants to volunteer some time to do something like that. I could totally see her doing that. What would her commitment be? What would you ask of her as a running buddy?
There's a couple opportunities actually. If she has more time and wants to get involved more than as a running buddy, we need coaches.
Oh, okay.
And so those are volunteer positions, and we have a full day training. We train our coaches, and then you have a team of girls that you work through the curriculum.
So it'd be the 12-week
be a 12-week commitment twice a week.
Next year, or how does that work? Do you have all these different schools, so they could probably do it as much as they wanted to? Is that right?
Well, once per season.
Once per season? Okay.
Yeah, and coaches don't have to be runners. They don't have to be, fitness enthusiasts, but they have to, be comfortable with working with girls and being true to themselves and up for exploring the curriculum and having a great time.
I can see that. I ended up coaching track for kids for 7 years because nobody else would do it at my daughter's school a long time ago. And you have to have the enthusiasm and the
the feedback we get is that, the curriculum, it touches more than just the girls. I mean, we have great retention with our coaches because, time after time they come to us and say, I wish I would have had this when I was a kid, and I think I got more out of this than the girls did.
Isn't that usually the way when you do volunteer work anyway?
Yeah, and so that's a bigger commitment, and we're always looking for coaches. In fact, right now up through January is when we're really recruiting coaches.
Okay.
Running buddies, if you just check with our website, we have you register in February, and then our practice 5K will be at the beginning of May this year. So you would need to commit to that time. It's in the late afternoon at Gabriel Park. You come out, you get matched up with your buddy, and you run with her for a 5K. It's your practice run.
Weekday?
It's a Thursday evening, like late afternoon.
Okay.
And then you'll run with her again for the Starlight Run. And so if they go to our website, we'll have information up about the specific dates and times that are required.
So that's not much of a commitment.
It's 2 5K runs.
Yeah, that's not
and a lot of fun.
Oh, that sounds great. Yeah. Tell me what you think this has done for the girls. Can you give me an example of maybe somebody who's been impacted by some girl who's really been impacted by this?
I can share a story from one of our girls. So we serve several schools in Portland that are Title I schools and tend to have a higher diversity of students that attend the schools. And one of the girls wouldn't have had the opportunity or it wasn't even exposed to sports or exercise or programs like the Girl Power programs like this. But since it was through school and her mom said, sure, we can sign you up for this. And it was just amazing for her to be a true girl and to not have the responsibilities that she often had at home. And then when she went back to school the next year and wrote a little report about, all about me. And then she said her hero, many
kids write their mom or their aunt, and she wrote her running buddy. Like really impacted her, and you know, cool. And they write little letters to each other, and this has been a relationship for 3 years now, and they've been running buddies over the years.
How great is that?
So you know, you think as a running buddy, it's just 2 nights, I can, you know, do this and check it off my list, but it really has such an impact on the girls and on the running buddies
and on the families in some cases. I coached a team, and I had one. I had sisters. I had a 5th grader and a 3rd grade sister. And I didn't see their parents very much because I worked through the school at the after-school program, and so they came and got the kids when we were done. And at the end of the program, the mom came up to me, and she said, because of this, I started running with my daughters, and we go out and we go running together now.
Oh, that's so great.
And so it's something they can do together that they got from the program.
Well, and it's a healthy thing to do. It's something that will bring them together. I mean, that's really a positive thing. You know, it's funny because we just talked with the Big Brothers Big Sisters group, and now this group, and they're both ones where mentoring makes such a difference in kids' lives. And you know, it's something that, like Shabri was saying in the last group, you know, mentoring's been around for a long time, but I think people are seeing more and more how important that is. And there are so many families that really are in need of somebody to mentor those kids, and the girls especially when it comes to sports and physical activity. Girls in the past haven't really been encouraged, and I think it's really super to do that. So if a girl is interested in, or if a school is interested in, the children there, the girls at the school, they have the option of participating in that. Is that right?
Right.
Is there a cost to them?
There is a cost.
Okay, I can't say we can't say the cost on the air.
There is a fee, but we have scholarships available. All the family needs to do is there's a sign-up process, and it's an honor system.
And I'm sure it's not a large fee either.
No.
So.
And then we do serve Title I schools, and those are scholarship sites.
Okay.
And
so people are interested. If somebody hears about this and they want their school to be involved, they can go to your website and maybe get some more information about that.
And there is a site application on their website. The deadline's actually, it says today, we'll be updating that. We're going to be accepting applications through the end of the month. So
Wonderful.
There's still time.
Good, good. And if people want to be a running buddy or if they want to be a coach, the running buddies sign up in February. And then the coaches.
We're looking for now. Yep, we're looking for them now.
Good. What? Before I let you go, what else do we need to know about Girls on the Run? What do you have to say to the girls out there that might be interested in being part of this program? If their school offered it and they weren't sure they wanted to participate, what would you say to them?
There's room for everybody in the program, and that's the beautiful thing about running is that it's an individual thing. Some girls come to the program, they've never done a sport in their life. Some girls have done every sport they can get their hand on. And the beautiful thing about the curriculum is that it's all joined together. And so if you've never run before, you don't have to worry about it because we'll figure out how to get you ready to run and you'll enjoy it. And we just want to get you out there because it's so much fun.
I bet it is. You get a lot out of it yourself, Carrie.
I do it. I continue to tell stories and get tears in my eyes and have lots of giggles and hugs from the girls, and it's just a joy.
Well, what can be better than that?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Okay, so if people are interested, your website is?
It's girlsontherunpdx.org.
Okay, girlsontherunpdx.org. So if you are interested in becoming a running buddy and helping out a young girl who needs to get some exercise and build some self-esteem and have somebody special as part of their life for this short little time, you can help out there. If you want to help coach, or if you just want to get involved in one way or another, go to the website girlsontherunpdx.org, and do check them out. It sounds like it's a great organization, and I wish you the best of luck. I hope you get a lot of volunteer involvement. This has been the Community Hotline Show. I'm glad you joined us tonight. My name is Monica Weitzel. We'll see you next week.
When disaster strikes, emergency professionals may be overwhelmed. Can you care for yourself and loved ones until help arrives? Can you help neighbors amidst the chaos? Are you ready? Get ready. Join a community emergency response team and learn skills that will save lives. The City of Gresham offers free CERT training. Sign up for the next class and get ready.
What is it like to have a loved one die? Each month, over 300 children and teens who have experienced a death turn to the Dougie Center for Grieving Children. Inside, they find a safe place where they can share their experiences and move through the grieving process.
The programs at the Dougie Center are funded by private donations. Thank you for making it possible for kids like me to attend groups free of charge.
The Dougie Center, because grief comes in all sizes.
This is the story about a group of kids who volunteered.
Doing something nice for someone. We fixed stuff. Did some art projects with the kids.
We fixed up his house. We worked in the woods.
Cleaned up the park.
Did something for the planet.
We just did it.
No other reason.
And you know what? It was great.
At first, they didn't know each other.
Well, that didn't last long.
This guy is really funny.
Me?
These are my
new friends. Are you into it?
Call 4-H or check out our website at areyouintoit.com.
If you are experiencing physical, emotional, or sexual abuse, help is available.
I'm scared. He's been beating on me.
If you need help, or if you want to help stop domestic abuse, call our crisis line at 503-281-2442. You don't have to be alone. Make a call that could save your life. Bradley Englehouse, providing hope and safety for more than 30 years.
This may look like just a meal to you. To an elderly person in your community, Meals on Wheels is a social and nutritional lifeline. Many seniors can't leave their homes to buy food and have no family nearby. Sometimes their Meals on Wheels driver is the only other person they see all day. It takes just a few hours to help deliver much more than a meal. To find out how you can help, call 503-736-6325.